The Road Safety Advisory Council and the Hawthorn Footy Club come together
to reach our goal of 0 deaths
and serious injuries on our roads.
But we can't do it alone.
We need our supporters to help reach this goal. Slow down,
Buckle up,
put your phones away and make sure to never drive when you're tired or after drinking.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium, and this is the pinnacle of the day, the Under-16s Division 1 Grand Final between South Launceston, who finished on top, against Prospect. So Under-16s Div 1, and is South Launceston versus Prospect. Joining me in commentary is Darren Crawford. My name's Michael Maney. Darren Crawford, welcome to you again. Good game, great game in the girls just a moment ago in the Under-17s, and this is going to be a cracker, this one.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing what the boys can display this afternoon. And look, I think South Launceston on the back of their form, and throughout the year they're going to go in raging hot favourites today. But I really expect Prospect to turn up with a really workmanlike performance, and I reckon they'll give them a real shakeout here on the big ground at UTAS Stadium. So the players are lining up opposite each other. This is a great time to be able to do your best, put your best stare on, but we'll just cut our mics for a second or two, and then we'll go with what's happening out in the middle. To Peter G's standard, but not too bad. Oh, mate, anytime you listen to the national anthem and you're in line like that, you're in for one hell of an afternoon, I would think. And what an experience it is for these boys to be out here late in the afternoon representing their clubs, and really looking forward to watching both teams on show.
Yes, there's some class in both of these teams, and I was talking to you off air about young Lucas Wooten, who played. Who's placed for South Launceston. Saw him play a couple of years ago in the under-12s, the under-14s grand final. And I just looked at him. I just thought he was about as silk as you get for a young kid, and he'll play a big role. He'll play a big role this afternoon. But gee, the South Launceston boys chock full of talent. And then I guess Prospect are the team. They've got the job ahead of them, because South finishing on top, and South would be favoured to win this game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, from all reports, South have had a really strong season and went straight through, went the direct route, which entitled them with a week off. And there's plenty of names. I'm looking forward to watching Ruckman there. Andre Brown-Cross, Ryder Bug, who went away with the under-15 state football team, as did Max Matthews for Prospect as well. And young Isaac Smedley will play across half-back, I reckon, for Prospect today. So what an afternoon we're in for.
Hampton and Morrison to do battle in the ruck. Morrison for South Launceston. So here we go. Got it down. In fact, it is Andre Brown-Cross, I should say. I thought I saw a 22 in there, but you're spot on. Little quick kick out of there. So South go forward. And another little handball. No one can get a clean breakaway. There's a free kick for throwing the ball. And that free kick is going to go to Lachlan Taylor, one of the 4 captains in this team. So Taylor just hoists it high. He's hoping for a mark, and no one can get there. Now, it was paid in the end to Page, but yes, looked like it was marginal. But anyway, Page gets paid the mark and goes for a spear, and didn't find a target. Prospect under a little bit of pressure early, and it'll be a ball up.
Yeah, Lachlan Taylor there, he's the son of a prominent name in Tasmanian football, Anthony, so I'll be expecting him to put on a good show this afternoon.
Yeah, Anthony, what a player he was. So, little snap. Oh, that is a wonderful snap. Brilliant by Sebastian Page. He was the one who provided the inside 50 dart just a moment ago, and then he curls that round his body for the first goal of the game. If that's any indication of what the skill set is going to be like in this match, we're up for a treat. So South Launceston 1 straight 6, and Prospect yet to score.
What a finish. You know, Seb Page, he's a part of our under-16 program. He's had a prominent year, and I'm expecting him to do what he's just done there. He's going to be a real focal point for them moving forward, and he's a real workman-like player. He likes to get up the ground, use his athleticism, so a terrific finish.
That it was. So Brown cross again, just knocking it down. So South are going to go inside 50, and here we go. A long kick, nice shot at goal. And that was from the man in Wootton, who is my player on watch this afternoon. He kicks it behind, but elite speed, elite by foot, some sort of a player. As the ball is kicked out, so South with the first 2 scoring shots of this game, and out of the back line, nicely done by Max Matthews, gets it to the wing. And he's got a teammate there who's in a bit of trouble, but gets the handball away in McCormack. But South have pounced on this, pushing it forward. And a little battle there near the wing. Good tackle on Chapman. Oh, here's an opportunity. And he might just run in for an open goal, but kicks it out of bounds on the full. And number 31 in Bergman. So you can get the best of that just off the left boot. We'll sort them out after a while. I've seen a few of these blokes, but not the numbers. Heard a few of them. So Prospect, we'll get to you in a minute, Croft, because it's a pretty hot start to this game. So Prospect out of half-back. He's got nailed after he kicked that, did Smedley. Handball over the top. Advantage rule paid. It might just come back here to Stingle. Stingle has a shot for goal and just misses away to the right.
Yeah, terrific play from Smedley. He was able to give him a bit of bounce off half-back, and it was a downfield free kick, and they just took the advantage and was able to keep the South defenders napping. So a low drilling ball looking for Wootton, who just is a little maybe Nick Dacos-y like. Maybe that's the 35. Interesting. Here's an opportunity for big ruckman in. Round cross, goes into the centre. Now kick forward. Bouncing ball, just rolls past Toby Giddis. Just defending nicely with Anderson, whose kick was looking for his teammate Alex Towns, and the ball just bobbled around him on the head in the end, and he's good enough to get it back. Now a long kick to centre half forward, and coming out was Arnott. His eyes on the football, and then won it back. Arnott, geez, good second and third efforts here, and the ball almost got behind him. Got the handball away, quick kick forward. An opportunity here. Looks like Smedley has done it well again. So Smedley, he'll be on watch too, Croft, and a young bloke with a very, very bright future. Had a really strong under-16 carnival, did Isaac. He played predominantly down back, and I'm expecting him to be really strong for Prospect today. Kobe White, the little kick to the wing. It's okay. And then an ill-directed kick, so just didn't quite get enough purchase on it. So South will move it to the wing again. No mark, handball over the top. Taken away was Poke. Now running onto the football and doing it nicely was Gale. So Gale's going to hand it across. So away they go. Long kick by Stingle, who had a crack at them earlier, but didn't quite get the job done. Towns goes back and takes the mark, and then the kick out in front of his teammate there, and that was Lachlan Bishop. Loose ball to be pounced upon. South first there, and long kick by Pope. And it's going to come back. The mark has been taken by Matthews. And his kick is ill-directed, so it's a bit of a turnover session here at the moment, but it's been taken by Page. Page looks inboard. And a nice tackle. Ball spills free. Smedley in amongst it. Handball goes forward. That was by Page. Nicely done away to Morrison. Morrison lines them up and threads the goal. Gee, don't give him a sniff around goals and he'll hurt you. So a couple of goals now to South Launceston. First goal from Page, number 23, and then Morrison chimes in with his first. Yeah, look, it just looks like the game is just a bit of a turnover game at the moment. Just either side haven't been able to really trap the ball in their front half, and I think, you know, one of their captains for South, Alex Towns, has been really prominent early, getting his hands on the ball, but has been able to use it really efficiently, you know, coming out of the defence. So I think, you know, once the game unsettles and the players are able to adjust, I think they need to, you know, look to try and shift the ball and try and get some uncontested marks going.
Yeah, so bright start to the game. Prospect have had their chances through Stingle a couple of times and they haven't been able to produce a major. So back in the centre, Wooten is there with the tackle, just tries to paddle away, did nicely. Quick kick out of the congestion there. Smedley again. He's had a few touches. His kick's going to turn over here and it's going to be taken by Bishop. Bishop goes inside 50. Real chaos ball, really. Tough one for the Hawks. They need to try and get it out of here. It's a little back pedal and just knocked off balance by Morrison was Max Matthews. And the ball just goes out of bounds on the full. And
terrific forward pressure there for Morrison, just able to apply enough pressure to hold it in and force the turnover.
The Towns kick was looking for Chapman, but couldn't take it. Little handball comes back out to Towns, and he goes the reverse, the banana, and they get another one. So the skipper found himself deep in defence just a few moments ago, pushed forward, and he gets a goal. So 3 goals really quickly. Chop, chop, chop. 3-1-19 to 1 behind.
Yeah, it's the danger signs early for Prospect. I think the main issue that they've got at the moment is they haven't been able to get any forward ball from the centre clearances at the moment. I think they're right on top, South Launceston, through the middle of the ground, and it just propels them forward and it enables the backs to really press up the ground and lock the ball in their front half. So South Prospect, need to really get their hands on the ball and probably try and deny South the footy a little bit. So, you know, trying to find some uncontested marks and make them defend.
So Visser in the ruck, number 18 for South Launceston. So up they go. Visser knocks it down. They take it away. The Hawks get it inside 50. No mark. All spills over the back. South with a pretty slick defence. They're not bad by hand and foot, these guys. Out they come. Quick kick into the centre of the ground. Nice little pirouette and spin by Griffin Polk. And then he shoves it looking for Towns. So Towns has got a man out wide, but then wants to go further. Good lead. Kick just on the bounce. Morrison just did it well. Lines them up. Kicks long and misses to the right-hand side. And it'll be the thing. Can they share it? Can they? Will they just lower the eyes a bit? They've got 3-2-20 in the blink of an eye to 1 point.
Yeah, slick ball movement, particularly it was really stemmed from Jack French winning a really crucial 1-on-1 in the back half, and then they just slingshot through the middle of the corridor and was able to have a shot on goal.
I'm glad you said that because I haven't picked them all up yet because you know them better than me. Here's Wooten. I think over the top. We'll get the 1-2 back. Now Wooten from the boundary just overcooks the kick. Oh, poor bounce. That's terrible. Or a bad bounce, I should say. And sitting underneath that for South Launceston is Bergerman.
I would have liked to have seen Lucas just centre that to the top of the square. He had a couple of options there, and I reckon if he had his time again, he probably would have looked to have centred that. Oh,
goodness me. Just from the ruck contest, you just threw a boot on it, did Arnott. It's inventive stuff. And well, that would have been the goal of the year by the mile. But yeah, the Hawks under enormous pressure, 20 points down, and we've only been going 10 minutes. So Smedley and co are going to have their work cut out as Smedley goes out wide, reaching over the top and not taking the mark there was Page, who kicked the first goal of the game. The squeeze kick out is just a little bit too long for McCormack, and it just rolls out of play.
Yeah, so they just need to get some dominant, some players around the ball that can, can be first in and get their hands on it. I think, South have really been strong around the contest. Page is in there, Bug is in there, and also young Bishop. He's been really prominent early as well.
So big Visser got it down. Quick kick out of there. I think it might have been Hewitt. The Hawks under enormous pressure. Out come the doggies. That kick's not going to work for him. It's been marked by Christian House. So House for the Prospect Hawks winds it up. Gets a really high ball. The high flyers go. No one can take the mark. Flying was Jensen Smith. Couldn't get the business done. Here's Page. Page with good vision out the side door saw Poke. And Poke thought of the handball. Now goes long. Hoping for a mark from the big man in Arnott. He can't get the job done. Caught with the football there was Lewis Whiteman for Prospect, and it's another ball up. So early lead to South Launceston. Visser in the ruck against Windsor. It's Winzar for those who want to know. But it'll be another stoppage.
I'd like to see just get a bit more balance around the stoppage here from Prospect. I think I'd be looking to go a little bit more man on man just around the ball and just try and make it a bit more of a 50-50 contest.
Little dribble forward by Bergerman for South. Cleaning up and tidying up nicely there was Jacob Hewitt. The ball goes to the line. Was it out of bounds on the full? No, it'll be a boundary throw-in. Beautiful conditions at UTAS Stadium. Ground in impeccable condition as per usual. And there it is, just looking out above the wonderful scenery here at UTAS. It's just tremendous to see Josh Goodyear doing his best work on camera. He's went a bit cross-eyed in the third quarter of the last game, but he's been able to compose himself. He's done a mighty job on the camera today for us. Here's the big man in Arnott. Little quick kick out of there by Hudson Langerak. And running onto it is Alex Hampton for Prospect. And that might have been out of bounds on the full off the boots of the number 25 there, and Alex Hampton, but the boundary umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it in.
Prospect have had, they've had enough ball in their forward half, just haven't quite been efficient going forward, which has probably hurt them a little bit, not able to capitalise on their hard work up the field. So hopefully they can rectify that.
Looks like a classy defence, though, of South Launceston to put a lot of pressure on and get around in numbers, that is for sure. Little number 3 going in hard there is Brock Devine. Squeezing a kick out was Whiteman for Prospect. Wootton over the footy, goes the handball, snatched, and here's a mark. Here's their best chance for a goal. Jensen Smith just getting back and getting the job done for a nice little quick kick, I think, from Chenery.
Terrific forward pressure. That's all you need to do. Is that effort, determination to really try and hold and lock that football in your forward half, and full credit goes to Prospect there to get a shot on goal.
Jensen Smith gets the job done for about 15 metres out. So Prospect, that'll do their confidence the world of good. They get their first goal, they're 1-1-7. South Launceston 3-3-21, and they've been able to get their fair share. They've been able to rest a little bit of that slick ball movement of South, and now they've got the game not on their terms, but they've sort of equalled it up. Yeah,
they certainly have wrestled back the momentum in their favour in the last sort of 4 or 5 minutes. And obviously they were able to hit the scoreboard, which is it's really pivotal that they're able to put some scoreboard pressure on. Not allow that deficit to really get out of hand. So well done to Prospect, and it just come through some really, really productive forward pressure.
Yeah, so Jensen Smith in the right place at the right time, held the mark. What have we got here? We've got another bounce coming, or is there a free kick?
Free kick to Prospect?
Yeah, I think it might have been that that Lachlan Taylor might have gone out of the defensive 50 a little early. And that's where the free kick comes in. Number 33 is Minior. Goes out wide, and that kick just doesn't work for him or his side.
Perfect hit up through the corridor there. I just would have loved to have seen him just wheel and go and then hit the top of the square. Just keep that ball in motion and really put the defenders under some pressure rather than, going out on the 45, outside 50. Put defenders under that really immense pressure.
Lack of confidence maybe in his ability to hit a target, but I wonder what the strategy is. I guess it might be just let's work it through the flanks, but you just don't know. But I agree with you, Croft, that you need to take the game up to these guys, because doesn't matter what you do, they're going to hurt you at some particular stage, so you can take your chances when you can get it inside 50. So another ball up. Up they fly. Visser knocks it down. Quick snag out of there. South into the centre of the ground. A little tug forward. All done by Whiteman. Max Matthews, number 15. Ball to the wing. Paddling forward there was Doherty, the big lanky ruckman for Prospect. So the quick kick forward and nicely done in the end. The knock away by Brown Cross, and sees the ball hit the line.
He started well, Doherty. You know, he's working really tirelessly through the ruck. He's been forward, he's been back, and now he's drifted in to take this. No, he's not. He's just going to pull out and just man up Andre Brown Cross, I should say. But yeah, really, really prominent start for him.
So Freestone's going to do the ruck work against Freestone, that is for South Launceston. Do the ruck work. Smedley doing the ruck work for Prospect. Little squeezing kick out of there. Another smother. So Prospect doing all the little 1%ers right. They just need something to break for them as South swarm in. Look at that. That is a lot of passion, a lot of intent by South to really bottle that up. Doherty in the ruck, knocks it down. Page off the side of the boot. Nice little tap down. Got it away to Kobe White. And was White dealt with after he'd kicked that. So a little downfield free. And that'll go to Campbell Stingle. And a couple of early shots, but that's the best of kicks. It's been marked and chipped off by Fruin. So
that's again that one where you've got the ball inside press. You want to be able to wheel and go and get it to the back. You know, it's just kicking it to a 50-50. I'd rather see that go longer down the ground.
Well, the Page kick was dangerous, but Prospect in the defence did pretty well to get it away, and now the mark's been taken by Devine. So Devine goes in short. Kobe White was his target, dropped the mark. Now through the hands, it's Wootton, this way, that way. Page, he moves pretty well for a big man, and he's got a left boot on him too. And this time it's the 223 is just waxing. There might be a 50-metre penalty against the number 17 in Lucas Freestone.
They've certainly been able to wrestle back some momentum late in this term, and I think now if they can just go nice and direct here and put the defence under pressure, which looks like Smedley's going to. Yep.
Got full momentum up there too. Ball just flicks over the back. Almost a mark to the man who kicked their first goal, Jensen Smith. And yeah, just couldn't quite hold on to it, and it'll be a ball up. So it's about, I guess it's about 35 metres out from the Prospect goal. They've gone inside 50 a number of times in the recent few minutes. So all over the top. The South defence looks like it's working extremely well. Out of half back. Smedley just playing that kick behind play. Then squeezed the kick out. That's a chaos ball if ever I saw one. And now South through Rowan Allen. Just gets it to the wing. Little handball almost from Chapman. Now the high kick. Morrison was the target, couldn't take the mark. Going hard was Alex Ling, the South. Just flicks just in front of our broadcast position here. Just got a little toe poke on it there, did Hudson Langerak. Kobe White ran past it. Has to go back and try and retrieve. Can't quite do it. Little kick here from Ling to no one in particular, to his opposite 15. There's a bit of that been happening in recent times, but Max Matthews just spreads it beautifully. And now they've got to make something of this. Towns is in there. Now Mitchell Baker is pushing that ball out in front. Did well, Baker. He's got to try and elude, then got the kick away. Not a bad effort from him. But South have got the numbers. Towns, nice little pirouette. Towns is normally elite by foot, and this is no exception. Finds Gussie Chapman as the siren goes for quarter time. And a quarter that looked like it was going to blow out to big proportions. And South Launceston really just going bang, bang at the 1, 6 and 7 minute mark. It's scoreless after, or goalless after the 7 minute mark were South Launceston. And as we said in the call, Darren Crawford saying that, yes, they've arrested a bit of momentum back. So it's, yeah, very, very well done by Prospect. So it's quarter time here at UTAS Stadium in the Division 1 under 16 boys. South Launceston 3-3-21. Prospect have kicked 1-1. 7 goal kickers for South Launceston. Page, Morrison and Towns have singles, and Jensen Smith is the lone goal kicker for Prospect. Darren Crawford, you've got a few stats there. You've got some thoughts on who played well and what either side should be looking for in the second term.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. I thought it was, the quarter was certainly was sort of split. Basically, South had all the momentum early in the quarter and was able to sort of put some scoreboard pressure on, and that was probably just due to some clearance work that they were able to really get on top on. The clearances looked sort of 9-3, and full credit goes to Prospect that they were able to wrestle it back their way a little bit, for that sort of last 5 to 8 minutes of that quarter. And it was probably just due to, I thought Smedley's work behind the footy was just terrific. His positioning to be able to come forward to impact the contest was really pivotal. And I thought young Max Matthews a couple of times was able to really impact and look to switch that football out of the open side, which we sort of highlighted in the girls' game, didn't we? So, I think Campbell Stingle was providing a real focal point up forward, but if he can just tidy up his kicking a little bit, that'll certainly be really beneficial to Prospect. And I thought Alex Towns, for the captain, one of the captains for South, was really, really strong as well. So, look, Seb Page was really, really strong. Wooten had his moments, but all in all, I thought Prospect, they did a terrific job to get it back to sort of even across that last part of the quarter, and really looking forward to seeing how the second term unfolds. Yeah, good analysis of that first quarter. That Prospect just lacking a little bit of polish, and what South Launceston seem to have is polish. They can hit targets. They can hit them under pressure too, and I think that's going to be a bit of a key today. South seem to through their half back line seem to be able to be a little bit more steady as they come out of half back and hit targets, and they go and going through back through the corridor is where they want to be. So Prospect have got some work to be able to shut that all off so they can 50-50 it, and I think they did that pretty well in the second half of the first quarter. Yeah, and as a defender, you're really relying on the product of your midfielders, like how much pressure they're able to apply to that midfield group who's entering the footy inside the 50. So if the pressure's not good enough, it doesn't matter how good or where you situate yourself as a defender, you're going to be under the pump. So I thought full credit goes to their midfielder who were able to sort of wrestle back some sort of momentum, but also, the inside 50 count was sort of 14 to 7. So they were, South were clearly on top in terms of forward entries, but full credit to Prospect that they were able to hold on, and that was probably due to Smedley, who was able to really, stop any forward thrusts in that term. Read the play extremely well, and then rebounded nicely, and then got that ball in the centre square. Got a 50-metre penalty, and then really took the game on, didn't he? And I think that's where Prospect have to run and gun to take the game on a little bit more. Sometimes, if you get a side like South Launceston, you say, well, we don't want to fight fire with fire because they're so good, but you've got to win the game, and you can't start defending the game right from the start. They did well to halt the slide, but they need to be able to take it on. Yeah, spot on. It's just one note that I'd put down there for Prospect. I'd like to see them just go a little bit more direct with their ball movement. I thought at times they had the ball inside the press, so inside, South Launceston where they're setting up, and then all you really want to try and do then is keep the ball in motion, either by creating a handball receive or wheeling and going and getting the football in nice and deep to allow your forwards a one-on-one. So that's something I'll be really keeping a close eye on in this second term. So speaking of the second term, we'll have Alex Hampton in the ruck up against Andre Brown-Cross. So a lead here to the Bulldogs. And Prospect, I think he was thinking he was going the wrong way too, so then he had to put the bus in reverse, and that was Brock Devine, but it was chopped off by Brown-Cross, and now back to Brown Devine. So the kick up forward. Oh, lovely mark. Gee, that's a good grab by McCormack. And he's really got to get on with it. He kicks it inside 50. You've got to put South under pressure. And there's the ball over the back. And here's a goal. And Prospect, through moving the ball a little bit quicker, Darren Crawford's got a smile on his face because he says, you know what, that's what they have to do. And Stingle gets the first goal of the second quarter. And that's the tale of the tape. Yeah, well, it's not rocket science, is it? That's what they say. Get the football moving forward, get it moving quick, get it from forward of centre quicker to not allow the opposition to roll back and get numbers behind the footy. So you get one-on-ones, you create, panic for the defenders, and that's what they were able to do. 20 metres out, hit the top spot, and then your smalls and your forwards can go to work. So well done to Prospect, and a really promising start. Yeah, early goal to Stingle. And we've just barely ticked into the 1 minute mark, and good mark
there too by McCormack, really set that up. So here goes Wooden now. He kicks inside 50 and lovely delivery, and it's been marked by Bergerman. So Bergerman will shoot from 40 metres out. Slight angle, not much angle on offer. I think they've been kicking them from either end today pretty easily, and Bergerman should get the journey here. So let's see what he's like. Henry with an eye. He's not quite got the distance. Ball just knocked off the line, and it is rushed through 4 behind. So South moved to 3-4-22. Prospect 2-1-13. Early goal came from Stingle after a nice forward thrust by Prospect. Kick to a pack. Almost the mark to Hampton. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Now comes out to Doherty. Doherty just pulled the kick and was looking for his teammate there, Mitchell Baker, but he couldn't complete it. Well, in fact, that's number 81. That's Toby Gittis. Big number, little man.
Just looking for numbers around this contest. Looks like, you know, everyone's sort of one-on-one, which is terrific. Looks like there's good balance for both sides.
And not sure that boundary umpire's had his weak bricks either.
He's got to come in a little bit.
Might need to sort of just try and throw it over the shoulder somehow, sort of cricket style. But let's see if he can get a bit more elevation in this. Here, big deep breath. Up he goes. That's a bit better. Got it into play. That was beautifully rowed, but free kick for a little bit of holding on, and that penalised the side really. Could have really been off to the races there. So the free kick went to Brown Cross. Kicks into the centre of the ground. Nice snag there by McCormack, who kicks it forward. Oh, they bounce off each other, the two South Launceston defenders. Here's Towns, but he's still cool and precise, and kicks it out in front of Wooten, who, look away handball, just didn't hit the target. Kobe White comes through. Nice little bit of work there by Minior. Just got it forward for them. And maybe that's a free kick for a throw. And it'll go to the number 21 in William Andrews. So Andrews for South Launceston. Just kicks up and under into the middle, and that's nicely done. The mark taken by
Bug.
Yes, Ryder Bug. And another mark. This time it's Arnott. So Arnott goes with a long probing kick. No mark taken. They just overrun it. Here's Bergerman. Now gets it to Page. Page with a right foot snap. Goal umpire says you've got 2. So South get that one back from that early goal at the 1 minute mark of Stingle. Page, who can kick them from anywhere, to be honest. He's such a goal sneaker, goal shooter, and he gets his second. So the scoreline 4-4-28. South Launceston. Prospect 2-1-13.
Yeah, great call, Michael. I think he's providing Prospect with a few headaches. His Page, he's a really strong. You know, he's strong through the hips, he's good overhead, but he can also get up the ground. So athletically, he's very strong in that regard as well. But, you know, good pressure from Prospect. A little bit unlucky there, but just a really classy finish.
No doubt it was. So up it goes again. Doherty in the ruck. No one can get it cleanly out of there. Bug. I might have been calling Bug Poke earlier in the day. So once the game gets going, I'll hopefully get it right. Here's White with a handball over the top, just missed the target, and it'll be a boundary throw in. So to get my colours right, Croft.
You're doing a terrific job here. It's been a really good contest earlier. I think both teams have had their moments, so we're looking to see who can get momentum in their favour in this early part of this quarter.
So Visser in the ruck. Bergerman just got his boot to it. That was okay, and that's a free kick.
This is where they want to go.
It was against Hodgetts.
That's the kick.
Yep, high ball. It can create all sorts of problems. One grab, 2, no mark. It was almost the grab in there by Stingle. And now he gets it again, throws it on the boots and misses. But that's the game. They need to get it just outside 50, and if they get it, a chance, just run off the line and just bomb it in. There's plenty of crummers. There's blokes that kick goals there. They just need to get the business done. So 2-2-14 plays 4-4-28. So 14 points the difference. The mark taken by Ryder Bug. Apologies to his family and him from earlier. His short kick is okay. And finds Morrison. Good mover, Morrison. And that kick to Page is outstanding. Page just goes on with it beautifully. Nicely knocked away by Smedley. That was terrific because Wooten was about to take that mark, but Wooten's good enough to go in and hunt the ball again. And he might just get it again here, Wooten. He's just hovering on the outside as they struggle for the ball, and it'll be a ball up.
Oh, that was terrific play from Smedley. That was a certain goal to Wooten if he was just able to get the jukes out, but fantastic effort and was able to force a stoppage.
Doherty just knocked it down, but unfortunately it went to Lachlan Bishop, and then the mark is taken by Arnott. So Arnott, good player, uses his strength, and he's able to conjure up opportunities up forward. He had Towns in a bit of space there too, and he was just looking down at his bootlaces thinking about how he's going to thread this one through from about 30 metres out.
Just a lack of concentration, I reckon, from prospects at that stoppage. Like South just had 2 extra numbers at the stoppage, and that really come back to hurt him.
So here's Arnott. Hasn't scored so far. He's going to score something, you would think. It's gone across the face and tapped through for a behind. So 4-5-29 South. 2-2-14 prospect. We've been going 8 minutes in the second term. So what can they get from this kick in? Doherty's in the middle of that, couldn't take the mark. Little handball out, taken by Towns in the long sleeves, and he's been driven into the ground, and just gives Doherty a push just for good measure. That's all right. This is where South are really good from stoppage. Nicely done there by Minior. Picked up by Bug. Bug kicks inside 50, and Page. Unstoppable. Kicks to the pocket. Oh, lovely weighted kick for his teammate, who just couldn't quite take the mark, and that was Lucas Freestone. But the kick, just at the last minute, just changed the direction of it, hooked it back, and it was a terrific kick.
Yeah, they're really well set up behind the football here, South. You can just see the midfielders haven't gone in. They're sort of just building that old-fashioned wall across centre half forward and looking to try and lock the ball in their front half.
Here's Page. Grab him. He's dangerous. Squeeze the kick out, and it might curl back for his third. And the umpires are going to have a bit of a chat here, and they think it's been touched off the boot. So whether the field umpire, no, but the score's going to stand. So the field umpire spoke to the goal umpire. Smedley thought it was touched, and we have no review system naturally. So that is a goal to Page, and I guess it only comes into play when we watch a lot of AFL football and we see players trying to say that it was touched, etc. The goal umpire has given the decision, and Page has got 3, and the score's out to 5-5-35 to 2-2-14.
Well, they can't get it right with technology in AFL, so I think we're better off just without it, I think. But
I agree with you.
Terrific finish again from Page. He's causing some real headaches, I reckon, for the prospect coach, and it was just purely through being able to trap it in their front half and getting secondary looks.
And no one went with him in the ruck contest, and that allowed him to do as he pleased. So high kick, sitting under it and taking a nice mark was Rowan Allen. Allen goes out wide. That's a good kick. Finds Towns. Towns immediately onto Morrison. Now Morrison's outside 50, and he's got a good-looking kick, and it's out in front of Freestone here. What can he do? Just ran past it. Now he goes back. Prospect under pressure, under real pressure. They need to be careful here. Ball hits the deck. The loose handball out there. Just all South players picked up, driven by Bishop for a behind. Gee, they've got to be careful. Even a loose handball, it just seemed to be numbers for South. 6-36 to 2-2-14. Long kick out. Bugs at the back. Clean hands. That is class. Gee, a lot of these players are so well skilled from South. And then the kick, looking for Arnott. He just got distracted on his run through. Towns, he's got the footy. Tackled by Minior, and it'll be another ball up.
He's had a pretty good quarter as Bug. You know, he's been really prominent this quarter, and I just, again, that sort of kick, I'd rather see it go sort of to that hot spot rather than to that dangerous area where you can turn the footy over and slingshot back the other way.
Towns dropped the footy, And that was a pretty hot call by the umpire, and the free kick will go to Toby Giddis. Giddis goes out looking for White. White's got a duck back inboard. That's nicely done. So they've got this ball up forward, and they've got it up quickly. Oh, hanger! That is a sensational grab by Brown Cross. Got the ride and took a beautiful mark over the top, and then he shorts it up to a teammate in Lachlan Taylor, who goes out wide to Morrison. And then Morrison looks for and finds Towns, who's got lots of time. His kick's not all that flash. Teammate just fell over, and that made it worse. Here's Page. We know he'll be clean. Can't get the kick away. Goes back in after it. Then jammed it on the boot. High ball. Who can go back and take a mark? No one. Opportunity here for Chapman. And Chapman on the left boot had that ball.
Wow, what a mark.
Touched.
That was the old home hardware mark of the day.
He used to be able to win a television for that once upon a time, but I don't know that there's anything on offer today. But he's just set himself beautifully. Had the ride, had no one to contend with, and just jumped over the top.
And we love seeing defenders be really aggressive and try and mark the footy. You turn that defence into attack, and that's where you can really start your offensive chain from players that are willing to back themselves in the air. So that was terrific from Brown Cross.
It was from the ball in. We know South are really dangerous in this situation. Little kick across the face of goal. Prospect have got to do some work here. Little handball over the top. That's okay. Find Christian House. And now that little dump kick is not working for them. Here's Bergerman. Bergerman kicks it high. And almost the marker has been paid. It has to Arnott. 2 grabs. And just stood tall. A little bit of a mismatch in there. And even though the ball was sort of getting almost back behind him, he was able to sort of tap it forward and take the mark.
Yeah, he's been really strong for South, just coming out of the goal square. I love that he presents up at the football. He's not just staying, deep in the goal square, waving it in. I really like that he's presenting up, and he has a really good set of hands, and see if he can finish his work. He's a real competitor too, as Arnott from about 35 metres out directly in front. Good looking kick. I think that's got the journey and it's got the accuracy as well. So Arnott gets his first goal of the grand final in the under-16s Division 1 in the NTJFA, and South Launceston just motoring along now, 6-6-42, Prospect 2-2-14. Reward for effort. I think South they've been the dominant side again in the early, middle stages of this quarter, and the game is based on momentum, and at the moment, Prospects need to try and wrestle it back into their favour, or at least start breaking even. And I think personally it needs to come through some uncontested marks. Start making Prospect defend them a little bit. Otherwise, that game of sort of slingshot defence, they're going to be sort of caught napping. So here's Wootton just roving the tap beautifully. Bug back to Wootton. Wootton has a bounce. He might just try and wriggle around and then spear a kick. Looking for Arnott. Just overcooked the kick just a little. Arnott couldn't reel it in. Ball close to the line. Taken there by the defence in Hudson Langerak, and it'll be a ball in. Yeah, they just look like they're running across the top of the ground beautifully. Yeah, and set up really well behind the football. You can see that their defenders are really pressing up the ground. That's going to make it really hard for Prospect to transition the football, particularly up that skinny side of the ground. Langerak just knocked it down. Away they go. Devine. Just handball to a teammate. And I think it was the tackle lingered by Bug, I think it was. And Devine gets the free kick. Goes out wide. Finds a teammate out there. Kicks long. Towns got in the way. Now a little dribbling kick. Chapman got away. Bishop now back with Towns, and Towns got the staggers in the end. And he might have tweaked something there, Towns. He's just got a bit of a hobble up. Really like to see the Prospect forward sort of reset here. Try and get some structure forward of the ball. So at the moment, their numbers are just crammed in and around that contest. They've got nothing really to kick to up in the front half. Well, they need another 2 Smedleys, don't they? At the moment, just to be able to run on the ball a bit. Kobe White, got a little toe poke out of the way.
Wootton spun in the tackle, good enough to get it away. Little chipping ball is okay, just went past Page. First mistake he's made, the ball just went past him. Here's an opportunity, South just running on. Page has got it again. Now he's got a spin, pirouette, then dishes off. Now another handball over the top. Page again, just fends off, gets a left footer, very high, and no one can take that mark. No free kick. Page comes back in again. Now it ends up with Rowan Allen. He kicks it high. Freestone couldn't get through. Prospect just in all sorts of panic at half back and through their defence, and maybe a free kick is going here to Prospect. And,
so this is where I'd like to see them, just see if they can just deny South the footy, just find some marks. So there's one. See if they can find another 2 or 3 and transition the footy, forward of centre with some energising of the ball once they get past halfway.
Gale to Sherwood, and Sherwood kicks to the wing. White is right there with that green headgear on. Probably the only player I've seen wear green headgear. Black, isn't it? And he's got the headset on. So from the throw-in, nicely done to Wootton, who got it from Jack French in the short kick. That's okay. It's been marked by Lachlan Taylor. Taylor goes now, just pulled the kick beautifully to Page. How can Page have a metre or two on his own? And then he delivers, and that's beautiful stuff. That is, well, dare I say, a little bit of witch's hat stuff, and Arnott takes the mark, and he's about 25 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, it all stemmed from the stoppage, and it was elite hands from Jack French, and then he got it to Wootton, and then he won't get tackled, and then he was able to find Taylor. It was crafty little kick inside, and then you wouldn't mind coming out of the goal square when Page is hitting you out there, lace out.
Well, here's Arnott. He's got one, and he's drilled a second. So South really starting to put the foot down now. 7-6-48 to 2-2-14. Arnott's got a couple in this term as well, along with Page, who's got 3, and Morrison and Towns with singles. So they've really popped the question to Prospect and say, well, okay, well, this is the way we go about business. You try and stop us, and at the moment they can't.
Yeah, I think it's the dominance just around the contest. Again, the stoppages and clearance count, certainly in favour of South Launceston. So they've got to try and nullify. Maybe it might be creating an extra number at the contest by pushing a half-forward flanker up and adding another number there for some more density around the ball. They might look to try and do something maybe in the second half.
Bishop just couldn't get through. Towns came through with a bump on Doherty. Now Devine, he's locked up. Bishop went back in again. Nice little squeeze kick out. Here's Buck. He's got plenty of time. Assesses his options and kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat. Just a classy finish. Too easy. Very easy for South. How did Bug have 15 to 20 metres on his own? And he pops through his first of the afternoon. And South just looking menacing at the moment. Up by 40 points.
Yeah, terrific quarter from Bug. He's certainly been really prominent this quarter, and probably reward for effort through his work to be able to finish one off there just late in this second term. But again, came from clearance. So it came from stoppage. They were able to get the ball moving again, and you're going to continually get looks at goal if you're going to have high impacts of getting the football inside your 50.
So half time here in the NTJFA under 16 Division 1 game. And well, South Launceston have put a bit of a gap in it at the moment. They've booted. How many goals did they boot in that quarter? They booted 5 goals 3 to 1 goal 1 in that term, and they own this game at the moment, the Bulldogs. And 8-6-54 to 2-2-14. Goal kickers for South Launceston: 3 to Page, 2 to Arnott, and then singles to Towns, Bug, and Morrison. And the 2 goal kickers for the Prospect Hawks, Jensen Smith and Campbell Stingle, both have 1 apiece. So to half time, it's a 40-point lead to the Bulldogs, who came into this game, they favourites, they finished on top, and they're certainly showing Prospect a clean pair of heels up to half-time. Darren Crawford, your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, look, South were obviously very strong. The game of football these days is really based around momentum, and when you have it in your favour, how much impact can you have on the scoreboard when you have it? So, when South have had it, probably for the majority of each quarter, they've been able to really impact the scoreboard through kicking goals, and I thought Arnott's been a real presence for him coming out of the goal square. We know that Page has been really prominent, but I think it's more around their work around the clearances and stoppages, which has enabled them boys to have a real strong impact. And we look at clearance, they're heavily dominating clearance. They had 8 that quarter to 3. Inside 50 count was 11 to 2. So that the damn wall was going to break in their favour. So full credit to their midfield. I really enjoy watching their backs when the ball moves into their attacking 50. They really shift with the play, so their backs are really pressing up the ground. And again, when the ball exit their forward 50, it's just coming back in. So repeat 50 entries. So some really good work from behind the football, good coaching. And it's really been a game of two halves basically. So in that first half of that quarter, South were able to really dominate. Prospect had their moments, and then the latter half of that quarter, South got it back again and was able to hit the scoreboard. So really, really good half of football. I'm going to be really looking for a response from Prospect's leaders in this second half to try and get the game back on their terms.
Thoughts from Darren Crawford. It's half-time in the Under-16 Division 1 Boys Grand Final, and South Launceston 8-6-54, Prospect 2-2-14. Just to repeat those goal kickers, Sebastian Page with 3 for South, Ethan Arnott with a couple, and then singles to Alex Towns, Ryder Bug and Toby Morrison. And for Prospect, a single to Jensen Smith and a single to Campbell Stingle. And in the other games that have been going on today, and it was a win for the girls in the girls game, and it was a win to East Launceston, and they booted 7 goals, 6-48 to beat Launceston 4-26. So that was a nice win there to East Launceston. They did it particularly well with Harriet Bingley being named best of field in that game. In the early game, in the girls, it was a win to South Launceston, 11-8-74. They beat Longford 1-2-8. So a good win there to South Launceston. In the boys' Division 1, it was a big win to Scottsdale. A good win to them with young Hadley, Tom Hadley, taking the medal out there. He booted 5 goals. Scottsdale 8-7-55 beat Longford 6-5-41. So they are the grand finals that have been played here at UTAS Stadium this afternoon. So if you're wanting to know what the results were, that's what they were. So South Launceston in the early girls game, they got it done nicely, and that kicked off a brilliant day for us.
Has been, and moving forward, what I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing, and hopefully, is some really bold and aggressive ball movement from Prospect. They should leave no stone unturned in this second half. So I really want to see them take the game on, try and keep the ball going, move the ball nice and fast, and get the ball inside their 50 for their forwards to have a shot on goal.
Here we go, third quarter underway, the second half, as they say. So out of the centre. There's Page again. It's not amazing. Just kicks it forward. Morrison just stood up in the tackle, did it nicely. Ball just bobbled away and then got it back. Now he's going to have a shot for goal, and that would put a dagger in the hearts of Prospect supporters and the players. But Morrison just pushed it to the right. So it just looks so dangerous, Morrison. Just the way they play a real AFL style of footy, don't they? I mean, I'm talking at the elite level. I mean, they take what's going on at the elite level, and they brought it to this to here. So credit to the coaches as well. Big kick out from fullback Bergerman, and player's been legged there. It looks like it's Smedley. Smedley's got Doherty. So he goes to him. Towns just rushes there and gets on the mark. Doherty just squeezed the kick out. Now under pressure, Stingle. Wow, just panicked in the end and wanted to get rid of it. And That is the pressure meter that South put on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, terrific pressure from Towns. He's had a terrific first half, has one of the captains for South, and it really has been a really even contribution across the board from their backs right through to their forwards.
Well, knocked down there by Brown Cross. And they just work it through Wooten. Wooten had Bergman in a bit of space, but he went a little bit further. Wooten's going to get the old 1-2 back and then feeds the handball out nicely. Here they go. Long kick inside 50. Who's sitting at the back? Morrison. Bergman caught and lost it. Holding the ball.
Terrific tackle.
Yeah, nicely done there by Hewitt. Just stayed in the contest, didn't he? Wouldn't let go. Vice-like grip. Page takes the mark immediately. Doesn't miss a beat. He's kicked free already. He's just gone a little fancy there. I think Page could have kicked a drop punt. And I'm not sure why the old check side came in, or the banana. I've been in Adelaide too long to say check side too much, but yeah, missed 8.56 to 2.214.
That's the kick there. I like seeing that. You know, it's aggressive, but they've got nothing to lose now. They've got to be really bold.
They've just got to back himself. Stingle gets in this contest and couldn't quite take it, and nicely done there by Fruin to get in that the redhead. He's got it on the wing. Just sits up a real wobbly old floater. That's not good for anyone, but Bergman just read it beautifully and then got it onto his boot. Bug was there, and who's sitting back? Morrison. Well, if one doesn't get you, they've got about 4 others that are going to nail you, and Morrison has kicked, what has he kicked? He's kicked 1, and he's a bit of a dead-eyed dick too. He doesn't miss too often, and he'll kick from about 35 directly in front.
Really enjoyed his work today. He's a player that has caused him a few headaches, particularly at ground level, and he's certainly been putting himself into a lot of positions where he's been able to have a real significant impact.
Toby Morrison. It's got plenty of elevation. It's got plenty of accuracy. And he pops through his second. So the march continues from South Launceston. Morrison gets his second. And that scoreline really pushing out now. 9.862 to 2.214. So the only 2 goals of this term being kicked by South.
Yeah, and it's that ball movement, isn't it? The ball was sort of in the middle of the ground, and then they looked to, you know, prospect. They went sideways again, just with their ball move, very stagnant. So I don't know if there's not much movement up forward, but they're not really going that direct, and it's you know, probably well set up defence from behind the footy by South, and that's making it a really difficult process for Prospect to move the football forward.
Well, I got a bit ahead of myself. They've just kicked the 1 goal in this term, but I'm sure there'll be a few more to come. Morrison's second. Wooten just well, how does he do it? He can just spin around and get it done. Now the kick out in front. Morrison. Now that's dropping the ball, and he said to the umpire, I handballed it, but I'm not sure I agree. Smedley. Maybe they get Smedley on the ball. Doesn't really quite know what to do, so they'll just kick to a pack and they'll get picked off. No mark. Little handball comes out to White from Stingle. And White with a standing start, hoping for a mark somehow. This South defence has been almost as good as their forward line, to be honest. And a little quick kick out by Max Matthews, and they've had plenty of pressure back there. Little handball comes out from Wooden, I think it was. Now Fruin and Bergman, who's caused all sorts of headaches himself. He's got a couple of options, and Morrison was in the middle of that, so too Arnott. And roving it beautifully, and taken was Bug. Bug curls it around the body but misses. And he got that very nicely from William Andrews, who's had a few moments in that second term. So just blazing away a bit.
Yeah, you mentioned about South's back. I think it's been led by Jack French. He's been rock solid back there. He's just been really cool, calm and collected, making some really good decisions. And Wooten, they have not been able to tackle him once today.
No, it's just been one of those days. So away they go. Long kick. And the ball hits the line. And a boundary throwing. So we've got a number 6 out there for Prospect, and I don't have one on my off my list. So,
looks like he prospect have dropped one behind the footy. I know he's dropped back. He just Towns just snuck forward.
here they go again. Bug, just a look away handball. Was looking for his teammate in Ling. And find him. In goes Devine. He's tackled the ground. White will just end up getting it and clearing the decks, which is fair enough. Here's an opportunity for them. Giddis just didn't get it. Well done there by Taylor. So this South defence just working well. Mark dropped by Chapman. And away they go again through Rowan Allen out wide. Morrison had metres on his opponent. I don't know how that eventuates. Bug this way. Now swings onto his right. Kick smothered. Nicely done by Smedley. And then Smedley will get it back. Then the little drop kick down the line. Stingle leads in the race for the ball and can't collect it. And it'll be a ball in. Not sure what Prospect can do, Darren Crawford.
Yeah, I think Smedley's working tirelessly down back, and it looks like they've tried to drop an extra number behind the football to stop the bleeding. But I think the issue is up around the contest, around stoppage and clearances, where there's South are clearly having a dominance.
Yes, here they are again. Little handball comes out there from Rowan Allen. Ball hits the deck. So
it's really important at these sort of boundary throwings that they get that balance right around the contest, so it's not all South one side, Prospect the other. So I'd be really going man on man. Even trying to bring up a high half forward and just get some more numbers around the contest.
Yeah, they just don't have anyone. Good tackle on Gussie Chapman. And he doesn't like it. Big Gus is going on with it. So that's not the way I want to be dealt with. But Doherty is the man who comes up with the free kick. Doherty goes out wide. Oh, just copped one there too. This is our mystery man wearing number 6. He's not in any of the records. He gets splattered at the end. Downfield. And it's downfield. That's against Visser.
This is where they want to try and get it moving. Let's try and create some havoc. Get the footy nice and quick to your forwards and not allow South to roll back.
So, nice little chip in there. That was from Whiteman. It was a wobbly old ball. And I think Doherty was lucky to get a free kick in that exchange. This wasn't the best kick off the boot. Now Doherty decides he's going to spear it in. That's a good kick. And the mark has been taken by Jensen Smith. He's booted one as Jensen. And he kicked it to this end as well. So he kicked from 40 metres out directly in front.
Really intelligent kick by the big man, because he can quite often get sucked into just banging that long and, getting it rushed through for a behind, but was able to lower his eyes really well.
Jensen Smith got a nice piece of it. He's a good player. He's kicked 2. Give him more opportunities and he can do some real damage. But they get their first goal of this quarter, and it comes at the 9.5-minute mark. They're 3-2-20. They trail by 43 points. South Launceston 9-9-63.
Only their second inside 50 for the quarter as well. So, it's just not enough. But, full credit to Jai, who was able to lower his eyes, as I mentioned. That's really intelligent play by him. And a terrific finish from Smith, who's been he's been a real live wire, doing a terrific job. Goal apiece. Even though South have just seemingly dominated this quarter, it's just a goal each in this term. So they prove they can shut things down. Here's Wooden, just got the ball on a string. He'll just do whatever he likes, and I'll decide to go out here, and he does it well. And finds a teammate out there who dropped the mark. There was Alex Ling. That's holding the ball. Pretty simple. You go the bounce, get tackled, and that's the end result. So, free kick there goes to Griffin Poke. And the kick was a bit of a poke as well. Little handball out there from McCormack at the back. And man just kicked it his own man, Maxie Matthews, with a free kick. So, Maxwell kicks inside 50, hoping for a mark, and Stingle does well. Thought he might have run underneath it a bit, but was able to hang on to it. That was a good grab, wasn't it? Terrific hands with good representation, and even better, able to find a mark inside 50.
And this is our man who's got it, Smith again.
They've just been able to wrestle it back, haven't they?
They have.
Just the last sort of 4 or 5 minutes and get it going their way.
So this is a little bit more difficult than the last one. But he sits it up. It's a good-looking kick. He's nailed that. Wonderful kick from Smith. And are they on their way back? He's got 3 now, Jensen Smith, and 2 in, what would you say, 2 in the last couple of minutes. So well done to Jensen Smith. 9.963 plays 4.226. Still plenty of work to do for Prospect. The signs are good.
Beautiful finish, really classy finish. But again, I really wrapped that Campbell was able to lower his eyes. You know, he could have been well within his rights to have a shot on goal there from 40 metres. But you know, he did the unselfish team play. He lowered his eyes to find his teammate, who went back and just really slotted it. Tough pocket over in that pocket near the scoreboard to kick goals from. So that's a really classy finish.
Yep, terrific finish, and did it nicely. He's got 3. So away we go again. Doherty in the ruck, and if they can get a little bit of a burst on here, they might make it set it up for a good last quarter. Here's Ling. So Ling just knocked off the ball, dropping the footy, said the umpire. And the free kick will come back through a hobbling Griffin poke. He just sneaks it out to the wing. No mark. Giddis just got it on his boot pretty quickly. McCormack fed it well to Matthews. So Matthews to Stingles. So Stingles providing a little something for them. Here he goes. Inside 50. Doherty couldn't take the mark. Bug's there. Smith's hovering. With the handball away.
Oh, terrific
tackle by Doherty. And he'll be rewarded too.
That's outstanding work from the big fella.
Yep. Got down low. And got the tackle. And gee, if he can nail this. What's the margin at the moment? We're
just loving the work from Stingle. He's just constantly on the move, making it really hard to play on.
Doherty stabs and misses to the near side. No excitement there, but they're tough from there at any time. So 4.327 to 9.963. South still looking the goods, no question about that, but Prospect really showing a bit of spark in the third term. Here's Wooten. Some call him Wooten, some call him Wooten. Who just have to ask him.
Wooten. Yeah, it's
Wooton.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it changes every time for me, I think.
I played against some guys in cricket. They were Wootens and spelt the same way, but I guess you go with what you know.
I'll just call him Lucas.
Yeah, just call him Lukey boy. Here's Allen. Flicks over the top. Chapman couldn't get it, just a dump tackle. Bergerman's over it. And the umpire said, no, that's okay. You couldn't extricate yourself from there.
Much better pressure around the source for Prospect. It's just got to be sustained effort. You can't have lapses in concentration. All these good teams will hurt you.
Yeah. Devine got the little kick away. Little handball forward. Wooden. Nicely done there by Christian House. Now Wooden to Towns.
That's the kick.
Yeah, Wooden to Towns to Ling. Couldn't take the mark, but good enough to get back. Kicked it out wide to William Andrews. Bug. Couldn't get through. Just a little bit laconic there, Bug. And the ball is out of play. And it'll be a boundary throw. And just get the feeling that South are going a little bit through the motions at the moment. They don't have much intent. They've just put the cue in the rack a little bit for the moment, and Prospect are just sniffing a little comeback.
Yeah, I think you're right, but also credit to Prospect. They've been able to dial up their pressure and you know, forcing turnovers like this.
Ling's long kick is picked off by White. So Kobe White. Short kick finds Brock Devine. So Devine still at half-back, just outside his defensive 50, and his little kick, White couldn't quite get there. And another ball in. So how long we've got? We've gone almost 16 minutes.
prime example, I reckon, Michael, that there's not going to win Prospect the game of football. So I'd love to see them make the ground really big. So you look to shift the footy out to this open side, and then it will open up through the corridor. But if they're not prepared to move and work offensively, you know, you're going to only have that option of kicking it down the line.
Yeah, just got to be prepared to run. It's a bit of a gut run. They're only young kids, but they've just got to be prepared to gut run and find a bit of space. So the boundary throw in, Page over the top to Wooten. So we'll call him Wooton. There he goes. The kick, shallow inside 50. Oh, bad bounce. Fruin couldn't get through. Little handball out by the mystery man, number 6. And it finds the line. Yeah, they have to take the game on. You might as well be beaten by 10 goals than to just faff around and just hand the ball back and just clutter it all up. You've got to win the game. It's a grand final. That's why the grand finals become blowouts occasionally.
There's no tomorrow, yes.
No, that's right. Here's Page. Just roved it off the pack. The umpire's blown the whistle. The Page kick floated across. And what have we got here? Some hands on hips by all. No one really knows what's happening, including the commentators, but we might get a read on it here because it could be a free kick to South Launceston. And it's going to Lucas Freestone, I think.
He's been really strong. Been working really hard across half forward. Deserves a shot on goal. This is where you just hate to see a mark on the line for Prospect. They've worked really hard this quarter.
So Freestone, the left footer, goes with a big, long, booming drop punt, and it just across the face. And they're behind 9-10-64, 4-3-27. So Smedley, who's been okay for them today, very good in fact, goes out wide. No mark, flicks over the back to McCormack. McCormack just got it on the boot and said, here's one for the runners. Leading in the chasers, Emmett Gale. Ends up with it, got one high.
Definitely, yeah, good call.
Yeah.
You've got to get up quick and try and look to get it in nice and fast.
Because those South defenders are very good at pushing back, and they push back hard. He's taken a bit of time. Oh, lackadaisical left foot, but might work out okay for Stingle. And Stingle's taken the mark, and he's got a minute and a half in the quarter. I don't suggest that he'll take a minute and a half here, but gee, needs to go back, and they need time in the game. They're behind, time in the game, so you've got to get back and get it going. Yeah,
look, you know, he's a really promising kid, Campbell. He played in the under-15 trial game for the state team this year, and you know, unfortunately, he wasn't able to go his way in that game. But there's something certainly there with him. He works really hard, and he's just finished one off.
Yeah, he has got his second goal of the afternoon. A goal in the second term and a goal in the third. So, yeah, they're outscoring South Launceston in this third quarter, and that's what the coach was probably going to say. That let's outscore, let's win this quarter, and then if we can win this quarter, then we win the next. We might just get close enough to be able to get a win.
It was the first 5 minutes of this quarter. It really looked like South were going to finish this game in complete style, but full credit goes to Prospect. They've been able to, like you said, probably win this quarter, and I think Campbell's been a real promising forward for them, but it's really been around the contest. You know, the game is based around there and momentum, and they've been able to wrestle it back their way.
So here they go inside 50 again, Prospect. They've not got very long to go here. It'll be a ball up, and that will be about the end of the third term. The siren's imminent, and there it is. So South Launceston lead the grand final of the boys Division 1 under 16, and they lead it 9-10-64 to Prospect 5-3-33. Goal kickers for the team, the Bulldogs, that are in front. 3 to Sebastian Page, then 2 to Morrison and Arnott, and then singles to Towns and Bug. And for Prospect, 3 to Smith, that's Jensen Smith, and 2 to Campbell Stingle. So all their goals coming from 2 players. So 9-10-64 to 5-3-33. Darren Crawford, you've been watching this extremely keenly from an expert commentator's position, what have you made of the game to three-quarter time?
Oh, look, I think it's pretty glaring that the class of South Launceston has really shone out. You know, particularly through the middle part of the ground. I don't think, you know, Wooten has been tackled once today. I reckon he's had 20 running bounces. So he's, you know, in terms of metres gained, which is like a really prominent sort of stat that players are really, you know, you really look for. He's been able to really take a lot of ground, and that's been something that, you know, Prospect haven't been able to stop. Full credit goes to Prospect. They were able to sort of, like I said, wrestle it back a little bit, and through Smith, you know, hitting the scoreboard there, and Stingle late as well. They were able to probably win that quarter, which was a great effort. And I look at the stats, and, you know, 10 tackles to 3, you know, really shows me that they're working hard still. Prospect, you know, they're really applying some really good pressure. So the only glaring stat with that, with a discrepancy that way, sort of tells me that South have had a lot of the footy. So they'd like to probably have that tackle count a little bit more even, which will then show you that they're having sort of roughly the same amount of ball. You know, clearances, they were able to even that up a lot that quarter, you know, 6 to 7. So they were able to sort of get it back a little bit more even across the course of that quarter. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they run out this game, because at times South Launceston sort of looked like they nearly stopped to a walk at times. So, you know, the big ground, you know, fatigue comes into it. They haven't played here before, or for many of these boys. So, you know, this will be a real test to see who's got the run in the legs. And yeah, it's been a terrific contest, and you know, some really classy players on show.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess who's the most consistent player out on the ground? We know Wooten's had a good bit of the footy, but maybe Page has been the player that seems to have had the most impacts in every quarter. He's kicked 3 goals. He kicked 1 in the first, a couple in the second. Didn't kick a goal in that third quarter, but seems to me to be the player that's been the most consistent on the ground.
Yeah, he's been very efficient with his ball use. You know, he's been able to lower eyes when he's had it by foot. He's been able to mark the ball really cleanly, and really clean below his knees as well. So, you know, you've certainly highlighted him. I've really liked the work of Toby Morrison forward to the ball. Yep. He's been really dangerous. Yep. You know, we've highlighted Smedley across half back for Prospect. He's been a real rock there. But I'd love to probably see the coach go, okay, let's throw him forward, you know, centre half forward, and let's try and win this game of footy. Because like you mentioned, there's no tomorrow. Do we want to lose by, you know, 50 or 60, or do we want to actually give ourselves a real chance at winning this game? So I'd love to see the coach throw something different, maybe throw an extra number up at the contest, maybe try and, you know, utilise a winger coming in behind the stoppage, or, you know, try something different, because like you said, there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow,
but down back he goes, I notice, young Smedley. So, but certainly a player to look forward to, and right in the wheelhouse of our AFL Tasmania team that's coming up in a few years. So last quarter of the Under-16 Div 1 Grand Final in the NTJFA. Here's Wooten. Just got it down beautifully to him, and then he spears the pass, just overcooks the kick, rolls toward the line, and Hudson Langerak, little quick kick out of there, is a behind. Didn't quite see who that was. I was looking at... I
think it was young Morrison again.
Was it Morrison? Yeah. So they've got to win the game, and they've got to go right up the guts to do it. And looks like they're going to turn it over here. Opportunity for South. Handball looking for Morrison, and that came from Rowan Allen. Goes back in, Allen, and he's rammed into the turf by the number 33 there in Lucas Minior. And the ball up. So South in attack. Page tried to take it out. Here's Bug, who's been pretty good for them too. Left footer, and just drifts away for a behind. So a couple of behinds to South Launceston within a minute in this final turn.
What kind of run have they got left in their legs, Prospect? Are they going to be bold and aggressive, or are they just going to try and go down the line and play into South's hands?
Smedley kicks it high. Towns was in the middle of that, the number 4. He's got it now. Jammed it on the boot. Bouncing chaos ball. Who can get it? That's just clean bowls everyone. Here's Devine. Now Devine's going to run. He's got a bit of pace still. Out in front of Smith, who's booted 3 goals. Won't kick a goal from there, but he might be able to set one up. Little handball back. Here we go to Stingle. Stingle's kick just bounces over the back. Here's an opportunity for Hampton. He runs into the open goal and he kicks a point. Hits the post. Goodness me, the big ruckman. The heart rate must have been up. He said, I've got a snag here, and he's missed it. Dear, oh dear, I needed that. Ball, in the meantime, back to Smedley. In fact, yes, it was Smedley who got it to White. So they've got to reload here, Prospect. They can't let that sort of define them. There's chasing after it is Rowan Allen. Just got it back again. Somehow squeezed the kick out. Bugs the target. Can't take the mark. Nicely done at the back there was Tronerud. But a free kick is going over the shoulder. And it's coming back to our little mystery man wearing number 6.
Looked like a little elbow there. Just
is it an elbow? Yeah. No, it's coming back to
Max Matthews.
Maxi. And his kick just lingers. Gives Towns a bit of time to fly. Now picked up by Visser. Visser kicks it inside 50, and guess who? It's Arnott, who seems to bob up in the right place at the right time. Thought about the handball to a teammate, but I guess Arnott could really put this one away for good with a goal here.
Yeah, they had their chance, didn't they? You know, he's going into an open goal, hits the post, the ball transitions down to the other end, you get a shot on goal, all of a sudden this could be the nail in the coffin.
Yes, the big ruckman just got it all wrong from about 4 metres out. Here's Arnott from about 45, loads up a booming drop punt and drops through his third, and that really does put a dagger in the heart of the Prospect Hawks, with the big man Alex Hampton running into an open goal from 3 or 4 metres out. Then the ball transitions, and then Arnott from 45 loads up a big booming drop punt and boots their 10th. 10-12, 72, Prospect 5-4-34. That is really disappointing if you're a Hawks fan.
Yeah, and Arnott, he turned his back on his teammates. He had a few there that were probably 5-10 metres out, but he knew exactly what he was doing. He backed himself in. He went back from sort of 35-40 out, and the goal umpire didn't move. So full credit to him. He's kicked a few today. He's been a real presence, playing deep forward, but also up at centre half forward for South today.
Here's Miniol, just gets it forward. Oh, that's a good mark by Stingle. Under a lot of pressure, and he got a bit of a shove. He's got his ankle clipped there a little bit. Here's Stingle. Kicks inside 50. The big fella can take a mark. No, he can't. He wants to redeem himself. You can see him really going at that football with some intent. He's still amongst it here. Is a big man in Hampton. And nicely taken there by Fruin. High kick. Snugly bounce taken by Allen. Allen's kick is ill-directed. Bad bounce. Arnott, just sold a bit of candy there. Did it beautifully. And who can he hit up here?
Oh, he's trouble.
Or over the top. Here's Morrison. Got an ugly bounce. Smedley arrived on the scene just in time. Here's Bergman. Now back to Morrison. He'll hook this over his shoulder and he'll kick a goal. No doubts about it. It was always looking a goal as soon as he got his hands on it. And Morrison, he boots another one, and that's his third. And the multiple goal scorers, Arnott with 3, Morrison 3, and Sebastian Page with 3. They've been potent up forward.
Yeah, and I think I stem it right back to, in the back half, South Launceston's defence has been really stingy today. They haven't really given anything away, had no easy goals, and they were able to win it inside, get it to outside, and then really shift it nice and quick from one end to the other. And when the forwards are one-on-one, she's always dangerous for the opposition and the defenders. And Morrison's been really prominent today. He's been a real dangerous forward, and he's been able to hit the scoreboard on multiple occasions.
Yes, he has. And now it's out to 44 points, the margin. And we've barely gone 6 minutes in the final term. So Doherty and Visser. Doherty's second effort was terrific. On hands and knees, tries to feed it out. And Towns might have got a clip over the shoulder there, across the ear maybe. So Towns goes out wide. The lead is from Arnott. Now he's got a good run at this, Arnott, and takes a good mark. Just read it beautifully. Had Morrison flanking him. Wants to give it to him. Morrison from about the paint of 50, and the kick is not his best today. Normally a good user.
I think that was Page. He's gone into the short sleeve jumper.
Was it Page?
Yeah, 23. Yeah.
There you go. They're a long way away, and I never had the binos on them. Long kick. Just when you get ahead of yourself, things can happen. Here's Page again. This time he gets the kick away, and the 23-23 Smedley takes the mark. So Smedley says, well, we've got to get on with business here. Beautifully done. Taken nicely by Rowan Allen. Allen kicks inside the mark, taken by Bug. He's had his plenty of moments today too. The number 13, Ryder Bug.
I've really enjoyed watching Allen play. He's a really exciting winger. I love the way he holds his shape. He seals the outside of his opponent really well. You know, and that's a really intelligent play and able to get the footy into a really dangerous spot.
Here's Bug. Kick one. Now he's got two. And it's getting ugly for Prospect now. It is really getting ugly. So that scoreline is starting to blow right out. 12-12-84 to 5-4-34. So a 50-point margin now, and South Launceston really putting the foot down. And I guess Prospect are just looking at it and just saying, well, we've done all we can, and we still can't get the job done.
Yeah, exciting times for South Launceston. This is the stage of the game when you know it's over. All your hard work that you've been able to do all year has come to fruition. So, look, full credit to South. They've been the better side, and I think there's still a few more to come yet.
Well, here's an opportunity for them. The big man in Doherty just lowered the eyes beautifully and found his man in Toby Giddis. So Giddis will go back and look at a shot from 45 metres out directly in front. And not sure whether he knows he can get the journey or not, but he's going to give it a hoof anyway. Long kick right to the line and taken through. And that was Bodie Hodgetts. And I'm not sure the umpire's paid dropping the ball, but I thought he might have been through the goals. But here's Brad Chenery. He's going to have a shot. Well, what's he going to do? He's going to the old banana, just as simple as you like. Look at that. It's a classic. He's in the McGee club too with the Mulai. He's been working on it for a while. That young kid, but just stepped back casually and just said, well, I'll have a piece of this for the grand final. 6-4-40 Prospect. Good to see them get on the board in the last quarter. 12-12-84 South Launceston. Yeah,
terrific. Again from Doherty to be able to lower his eyes. Like, as a big man, he's done that on a couple of occasions, and that's really intelligent play. And I'm really excited to see where his footy will go in the next 12 months. Yeah. He's obviously got great scope. He's a tall, athletic player that can cover the ground really well, and obviously can kick the ball, which is a big plus.
Yeah, big plus. So Doherty gets another knockdown. Wooten just ducked the head, and he might win a free kick here, does he? Yep, he does. He's done a bit today. Wooten, does move a bit like Nick Dacos, doesn't he? And back into the centre. Now taken by Brown Cross. He shares it with Taylor. Lachlan Taylor. Just going to wax it here for a little while, but this is an awkward kick, but G. Towns makes it look so easy. Then runs away. Unflustered. Visser. Back to Fruin. He goes out wide. Cruz Fruin. Smedley. He's had plenty of work to do down back. Just scrubbed the handy ball toward the line. Got his side about 40 metres there. Fruin got it back. Now Windsor and finds Arnott.
There's a few Queechy High School boys out there today, so I don't know if I'll be seeing a few of those tomorrow, but we'll see. You look at another intelligent kick, lowered the eyes, and Arnott's going to go back. How many has he got today, Michael? He's got 3, yeah. So this will be a handy little bag if he can get 4, and maybe even another one late in the game to get 5.
Yeah. It's all set up for him, really, with plenty of inside 50s. There's going to be opportunities in this last 8 or 9 minutes. So here's Arnott from a difficult angle. Sits it up. It's a good-looking kick. He locks it off the boot. The goal umpire just watched it sail over the top of his head. He's now got 4, has Ethan Arnott. And they answer the Chenery goal pretty quick, smart. 13-12-90 to 6-4-40. 50 points the lead in this under-16 Division 1 Grand Final. Darren Crawford and Michael Maney with you this afternoon in this game, and by Bion Stream, and it's been a wonderful day of football. Some terrific football played right from game 1 in the girls right through to this under-16 Div 1 Grand Final. What a way to finish it. It's always a good way to finish this day, isn't it, with this game?
Oh, it is, and you know, a lot of these boys are going to be moving forward into the under-16 program or under-18 programs in the next, not too distant future. So, that's a really exciting time for a lot of these kids. And you mentioned it before around the Tasmanian AFL team, but there's a really good pathway there, and obviously under-16s carnival, they represented really strong, and our under-18 boys are going really strong as well. So there's a really good to see. It's a terrific mark.
There's our little Merline. There he is, Trenry. Little goal sneak, or just snuck him into the pocket without anyone seeing. Stewie Dew for Port Adelaide used to run onto the ground, just run right around the boundary line where no one could see him and hide behind a post. This young bloke could genuinely hide behind a post. There's not much of him.
We'll back him in here as well.
Oh, we're going to back him, all right.
Put her onto your sheet.
He's got the Max King spin of the ball. Runs off the line, gets a bit of distance with it, and pops through his second. And he has a bit to say to Bodie Hodgetts and say, take that. Been on you for about 6 minutes, I'll kick 2 on you. So, but Hodgetts will have the last laugh, don't you worry, because South Launceston have got this one in hand. 7-4-46 Prospect. They trail South Launceston 13-12-90, and nice to see the young man just go back and slot his second. That was
didn't
terrific.
look like missing, so well done to him. He's had a good afternoon.
Yep, he's given them a little bit of something up forward there. But South Launceston, well, this game's been won. Their second term where they beat it 5-1 has set it. Their first term was terrific as well. So here we go into the ruck. Page, little handball over the top to Wootton. Just shrugs a tackle. They can't grab him. And a long left footer by Bishop. Arnott's the target. Why wouldn't you? What can the big fella do? He might try and dish this off if he can get another hand on it. Nicely done. Picked up by Tronerid. And then got it away to Devine. So Devine's got a man running into a bit of space on the outer side, and that's Sherwood. So Sherwood will go with a short ball, but Fruin could have taken the mark, but went the option of the punch away, and out it goes.
That type of play is what I wish I was able to see a little bit earlier in the game. And I know the game is dead and buried now, but that sort of ability to take the game on, get it out into space, and then look to move it quickly is what you really want to try and do.
We've seen glimpses of it, Croft, haven't we? We haven't seen enough of it from Prospect, but there's been plenty of pressure on from South. They've been relentless with their pressure. Here's Fruin, just to don't argue, and chips it down the line to Towns, who just casually just sits back and threads a nice ball to Page, who, yes, has gone with the short sleeves, doing a bit of running. Now, here we go. On the right boot this time from Bishop. Arnott. He might win a free kick for over the shoulder here, Arnott. And just got in front. And just an arm over the shoulder. And that's the way it's gone this afternoon. And Arnott's got a chance to get a handful here. He's booted 4. Been a good target. And he's looking at...
Alex Towns has had a terrific afternoon, I would think. One of the captains. Particularly that sort of type of kick where you're outside and you come inside, and then that next kick from Page was able to transfer across as well, keep the ball in motion, and the big fella's just kicked another. Yep,
he's booted his 5th, and well, that is also booting the slipper into Prospect. 14-12-96 to 7-4-46, so re-establishing that 50-point lead. And well, Arnott's just been such a good source of forward. Well, his forward craft has been really good. We saw him, I think, early in the first quarter where he from the ball up, he kicked the ball out of mid-air and almost kicked a goal. He's just thinking. He's a very quick thinker, and he's got good forward craft for sure.
Yeah, I really like that he hasn't just pigeonholed himself at full forward either. He's come out to centre half forward at times as well. But yeah, constantly been on the move, been really hard to play on.
Here's Wootton. And Bishop just knocked off it. Opportunity there for Lewis Whiteman, the prospect. Towns couldn't grab it. He grabbed an opponent. That's what it's all about. Little handball comes out to Doherty. Doherty says, I'm getting this on the boot pretty quick. Here's Fruin. Just backed himself. Got the handball away. Nicely done. Away to Windsor. Now the kick. Just out in front. Just working. They work their way through. Bergerman just tries to get in front. Ball's a long way. I think it might have been a scoop. Here's Bergerman again. Handball over the top. Little shot on goal. Might be a goal. No, it's not. It's behind from William Andrews, who's had his moments this afternoon too. It's been a good team effort by South Launceston. Haven't had too many players that have struggled today. They've all applied pressure when needed, and the tackling's been very good. Their defence, their attack, their midfield. So they're a wonderful all-round team. So a long kick out of full back, and Stingle couldn't take the mark and goes back in after it again. And is that Hodges gives him a bit of a push and shove, and Visser gets involved, and they all have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, look, it's really great to see Prospect. They haven't really thrown the towel in either, you know, so full credit to them. They're digging in here right to the final siren, and you know, just at the end of the day, South have just had too many winners across every line.
South's just clearly the better side. And little handball off here. McCormack caught with the ball. Freestone. They repel it to South. Kick it out wide. Stingle couldn't take the mark. Backed up well. Got it on his left boot. That was okay. Taylor's just going to float in. And he's done something here. Taylor, I think he might have put his foot down. He's got a bit of cramp maybe. No, might have just done a hammy or something. But,
bit of cramp maybe.
Young players getting hamstrings. We don't see that. Yeah, do that when you're when you're older. So Bishop kicks inside 50. Bug, geez, so good to recover, Bug. And now he's going to try and curl this one back. It's not got any curl on it at all. It's off the side of the boot, and it might just bounce through from behind. No, it hasn't. It'll be a ball in. And yes, in the death throes of this game, we've got about a minute to go, and South Launceston will be the premiers for 2023 in the under-16 Div 1 boys. Prospect have fought it out, no doubt about that. They've not thrown the towel in. They've kept coming, but they just have not been able to match it with a very, very strong South Launceston team. Page tracks the footy close to the line. Bergerman tackled. Here's Wootton. How's he going to get out of here? Now throws it on the boot. Don't tell me he's kicked a goal. No, he hasn't. Well, he's quite capable of it.
He deserved one.
And away 14-14-98 to 7-4-46. So getting close now. Little short ball. Taylor's going to chop this off. He seems to have recovered the big fella. Now he just pops it up. Who can take a mark? Bergerman. And the ball knocked to the line, and that might just see out this grand final. In a matter of seconds, the siren will go, and South will be able to celebrate. A couple of premierships to South today. And there's the siren. And the under-16 boys grand final in the NTJFA has been won by South Launceston. And they've done it extremely well. They've booted 14 goals, 14, 98 to defeat Prospect 7-4-46. And they were extremely good from the first bounce. They moved the ball quickly. They were slick. They tackled hard. Their defence stood up. Their midfield was on top. And it caused Prospect all sorts of trouble. Prospect just had to chase after them all day, but they weren't able to put a stamp on this game. And it was a wonderful victory to South Launceston. Goal kickers for the winners. Ethan Arnott ended up with 4. And then 3 to Page, Sebastian Page and Toby Morrison. And 2 to Ryder Bug. And then a single goal to Alex Townsend for Prospect. Jensen Smith kicked a couple of goals in the third quarter. Didn't get one in the last, but he booted 3. Then 2 to Stingle and 2 to Chenery. And that was all she wrote. 3 and 2's 5 and 2's 7. They booted 7. So a wonderful victory to South Launceston. They finished on top. They deserved to win the premiership. You don't always get the premiership just because you finish on top. But I think that they put a stamp on this game in the first term, and they never let it go. Darren Crawford.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Look, it was a terrific, well-polished performance by South Launceston. I thought today they were clearly the better side right across the board. They had winners on every line, and I thought it really stemmed from their midfield group that were able to really get on top early in the game, and that was just enabling them to be able to get shots on goal. And I just thought that you look at a Page today, like he played multiple positions, mid, ruck, forward. So his ability to play multiple positions is what we really look for as recruiters, and also people that are interested in extending these boys to greater honours down the track. So that was really great to see. Arnott, as you've mentioned throughout the call today, was really strong. Loved his work forward of the ball. Morrison, as that small, crafty mid forward, was really good, and I thought their captain Towns was he led really strong throughout most of the day as well, and obviously Wooten had his moments and was really classy as we know. And look, I was really rapt to see Prospect fight it out. It was a tough afternoon, just purely through their class, I thought, for South. But Doherty in the ruck, his ability to catch it overhead, but also his ability to hit targets as a big bloke was really something that I look forward to. I look forward to working, hopefully, with him moving, down the track, and also Stingle up forward was really strong, and we'd highlighted Smith with his ability to hit the scoreboard as well. So overall, South, congratulations to them. They, thoroughly deserved their win today, and they've been the better side all year. So like you mentioned before, nothing's a given on grand final day. You've certainly still got to earn the victory, and they were able to do that today. So well done to them.
Yes, comments from Darren Crawford, and it was a big win in the end. 52 points they booted, 14-14, 98 to 7-4-46, and Ethan Arnott kicking 5 for the winners, and Jensen Smith the best with 3. So they just find their way to the presentation area, and we'll get all of those presentations underway in just a few moments. But wonderful game of football. Thanks for your assistance this afternoon, Darren Crawford, and also to the Worm.
Just want to have a quick shout out to our under-18 boys. They obviously got a victory yesterday. Michael, we finished on top of the ladder in the roster season, so great effort by our boys to earn the week off next week, and then reboot, ready for the finals in a couple of weeks' time. And we understand that the job's not done. We're not satisfied with finishing on top. We're still a long way to go, and hopefully we can go on to greater honours, in the coming weeks. And a shout out to the girls as well. They're going to play finals footy as well. So the girls are doing a terrific job. Boys are doing a terrific job, and footy's looking really strong in that pathway for football in Tasmania.
No doubt about that. I've seen all these 4 grand finals, and boy, oh boy, do I see some talent in these games, and just makes me think what other talent is in the teams that lie underneath that haven't made the grand final. So I think footy's in great shape in the northern half of the state. I think footy's in great shape all round, really, particularly in the junior space. The under-18s, the Devils got a win yesterday, which was tremendous, and so it's all tracking beautifully.
Yeah, and I think full credit goes to Nathan Warren, talent manager up here in the north. He's the Kevin Sheen of football in the northern half of the state. He knows every boy and girl around. So well done to him.
Here we go. Thank you for Croft, and we'll go to the presentations.
Our under-16 Div 1 game, South versus Launceston. Just before I get underway, there's a few people I'd like to mention and thank yous that I'd like to do. One of them actually goes to our NTJFA board and Trudy Rundle, who worked tirelessly throughout the season so we can be here today. It's a long haul, a lot of work goes into it, and we love what we do. So we thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a part of your kids' football career. To the AFL Tas team that have been here over the last 2 days, that have been here supporting, videoing, commentating and giving it their all as well. We really appreciate it and couldn't do it without you guys either. We've had a number of commentators over the 2 days, and I'm sure you'll watch back over the games that'll all be posted up on YouTube and be able to hear them and the excitement that they have watching you play. To our umpires, we cannot say highly enough a big congratulations and well done to you guys throughout the 2 days. You've been here, you've had kids come and do 3 or 4 games. You've turned up and you've put on a great show and you've made it possible for us to be here and hold these games, so we really appreciate it. To Daniel Smedley, who's been the coordinator for the last 2 years, he's done a great job at recruiting our youth junior umpires, and we loved seeing them out on the field the last 2 days, so congratulations. We would now like to ask Alex Cassidy to come forward and accept the medals for our under-16 Div 1 game. Two other people that have worked tirelessly over the last 2 days, you would have seen them in either a blue vest or a red vest at your clubs, because they're both a part of your Prospect and South clubs, is Mick Eggleston and Max Kelp, who have been here from woe to go the last 2 days and worked tirelessly along with us to be putting on this day. So I'd like to thank them. I'd now like to do our runner-up best and fairest, who has had a great year, has done well in both our junior league, our state league, and I believe our national league. Is that right? Yep. So Lucas Wooten, would you come forward, please?
I'd like to thank the NTJFA and all the umpires. Prospect, you had a great season. Good stuff, boys. And thanks, Mum and Dad, for taking me to training and games.
So that leaves us to our best and fairest for this year. Our under-16 Div 1 best and fairest goes to our East Launceston, Isaac Branich. Congratulations, mate. Thank you. Had a great year.
First of all, congratulations to South. You guys had a ripper of a season. Nearly undefeated, had a bit of an upset in the middle of the year. Thank you to the NTJFA for putting all this on. Thank you to the umpires, and thank you to East Launceston Footy Club. Thank you.
So that leads us to our best on the ground. So our umpires do their votes all year, and then they come out and they watch you today, and they work out who has played the best on the ground. Basically, I think everyone plays best on ground on a grand final day, because I think you leave it all on the field, and you all deserve this. But we can only give it to one person today, and that goes to number 35, South, Lucas Wooten.
Thanks, South. And, yeah, good game today. Thank you.
So, Prospect, I just asked you when you come over here how many of you will move up into our under-18s and how many will stay here next year. And you said all but 8 of you will move up and the rest will stay. So that gives you guys the next chance to be here next year, fighting as hard as you did today and go for another win, or go for a win. We actually are really, really proud of how well you have played. You did not lose your head, you stayed focused, and you kept on digging all game. And as an association, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see you dropping your head, and you didn't do that. You played an amazing football, you put up a good fight, and next year you're in with a better chance. So good luck for next year. I'll now ask your coach to come forward and say a few words. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Scott and all the South crew. He's definitely the better team all season. Thanks to the NTJFA for putting this on, obviously, the whole season to give these boys the opportunity to play the game they love. Congratulations, South team. You, best team on the day. To my boys, I'm proud of every one of you. I'll remember Prospect forever, boys, all right? Stick together. Good luck to all those boys that go and play under-18s next year. Thank you.
To South, I have just had a look at the shield and it reminded me that you are now 4 for 4. What a great achievement that your club and you guys have done. So I would like to say congratulations. I know most of you are moving up to under-18s and we look forward to seeing where you go and what you do there. It'll be a fantastic, you've had a fantastic season and have held your head high. You've played some great football and it's been wonderful to watch. We'll now ask your coach to come forward and say a few words. Congratulations on a great season. Did you coach him last year?
Yeah, Harry. Firstly, to Prospect, Nath, Jai, what a great year. Congratulations on today. Like I said to a few boys there, I was up there last week, saw what a huge win that was, so congratulations on a really good year. Getting here's half the battle. To our boys, what a pleasure just to be along for the ride. I think talk on behalf of Scoot and myself, it's been fantastic just to be able to be with you guys for the last 7 months. To the support crew, Chappie, Lockie, Sarah, President, obviously Bish, Lene, Adam and Corinne, keeping us all in check every week, so really appreciate that. Enjoy it, boys. You go into senior football next year, so hopefully you're still at South. Well done.
So we'd now like to ask your club president, Sarah, to come forward and help hand out your medals to you. This is Sarah's last year as a president. She's done an amazing job with South, so we'd like to recognise that.
Just one more. All right, we'll start. Let's go. We'll start with Jacob. Let's go. Well done, mate. Good work. Well done, mate. Lukey Freestone. Twiggy, you stay up here. Well done. Come on, mate. Bodes, let's go. Well done, mate. Good. Rowan, if you can hop up here. Tobes. Well done, mate. Ethan. Captains. Let's go, Gussie. Well done. Wilbur. Oh, mate. Good. Good stuff. Well done. Ryan. Lingy. Hopefully got you back next year. Frenchie. Kane. Joey. We're going to be quick. Well done, Joey. Sorry. Andre. Oh, mate. Well done. Good work. That's all right. I'm looking around. Cruz. Oh, mate. Well done. Great game. Buggy. All righter. All right. Bish. All right. Henry. Made it look easy. First year of footy, one premiership. Well done, mate. I left the fork part of the leadership group to the end, so can't tails. Maybe over there on your own. Oh, mate. Well done. Can't Towner. Good work. Sebi. He's got the support crew. And Lukey, let's go, mate. Well done. Good stuff.
Again, we'd like to thank everyone for attending either today or yesterday or both days to our NTJFA Grand Final, when we hope to see you all back here next year. Thank you.
The Road Safety Advisory Council and the Hawthorn Footy Club have come together
to reach our goal of 0 deaths,
and serious injuries on our roads.
but we can't do it alone.
We need our supporters to help reach this goal. Slow down,
Buckle up.
put your phones away, and make sure to never drive when you're tired or after drinking.